Ferocious, leader, captain, skillful.
He was on the brink of signing for Blackburn Rovers, so the story goes.
Famously talked about the prawn sandwich brigade.
Roy Keane, when he signed for Manchester United, was the most expensive player in Britain at £3.75 million. But over the course of the next decade or so, he proved himself to be the greatest midfield general of the Premier League era.
Surely one of Roy Keane's finest attributes were that he looked after his teammates. If you played alongside Roy Keane, you knew you had a leader out there who was going to look after you.
You only had to look at his bald head in the tunnel staring you down to know that if you made a mistake, you'd hear about it after the game.
One of Fergie's greatest attributes is taking a rough diamond and polishing them up. I think Roy Keane may be rougher than most, but that's what made him better than most. Consistent.
The inspiration behind Eric Cantona's greatest ever moment on a football field.
Consistent.
Pound for pound, Fergie said it was his best ever signing.
Consistent.
Dennis Irwin, in terms of sheer consistency, is not only one of the greatest defenders at Man United, but one of the greatest left-backs in history.
Dennis Irwin was part of what I consider the greatest back four of Manchester United's modern era.
This team contained so many superstars and so many big personalities, yet he was the one that was relied upon to take the penalties and the free kick.
If you were picking an all-time Manchester United 11, this guy would be left-back and he'd be right-back.
The only Manchester United player under Sir Alex Ferguson's reign to win a major international honour.
More career goals than Gary Neville.
I prefer Van der Sar, actually.
Alongside Oliver Kahn at Bayern Munich, Peter Schmeichel could be described as the first great modern goalkeeper.
Schmeichel had several key attributes: his strength, his size, his frame. All of those together meant he was a frightening proposition for opposition strikers.
He was the first great presence they had in goal, demanding the respect of his back four. And if they made an error, or indeed he did, they were the ones to hear about it.
It's a testament to the consistency and the reliability of Peter Schmeichel that it took United about 6 years to replace him when they signed Edwin van der Sar in 2005.
The only player under Ferguson to win the Ballon d'Or.
As beautiful a man as he is a player.
No other player to my mind has ever commanded such a profit between being bought and being sold.
Portuguese hero to millions, wing wizard, scores great goals. It's not Nani. Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the great modern footballers.
So the story goes, he was so impressive in a pre-season game against Manchester United that the players who attempted to mark him all the way through immediately approached Ferguson after the game and said, "We've got to have him, boss."
When he arrived at Old Trafford, he was a raw, young player that needed moulding, and Ferguson put his arm around his shoulder and created one of the greatest players in the history of the modern game.
Great with the ball at his feet, great in the air, strong, and with a great mentality. He was the first superstar of the Fergie era.
He's a man that elevated the metaphor to an art form in the eyes of the football press in Britain.
The only player who could get away with his collar turned up.
Le Magnifique. The story goes that Howard Wilkinson phoned Ferguson to discuss the transfer of another player, but by the end of the phone call, Cantona was arriving at Old Trafford.
Cantona's signing was probably the one catalyst that pushed Manchester United from a contending team to an absolutely dominant team in the early parts of the Premier League years.
Eric Cantona only at Manchester United for a relatively short period of time, but still won 4 titles, a couple of other trophies, 60-odd goals, but it's not that you remember him for, it's the icon.
When I think of Eric Cantona, I think of a man standing in the centre of Old Trafford pitch, 10 foot tall, collar up, staring at everyone around him.
Eric Cantona, in one word, legend.